And there are three questions I'm asked wherever I go in the world. The first question is obviously, why did you choose to do this? The second question is, how did you build it? And the third question is, how did you sustain it? So if I answer these three questions, I think I would have done my job for the evening. What do you think? So, why? So as Sati said, my dream was to be an investment banker. So I completed my CFA, MBA, CFA, all the stuff. And then basically became an investment banker. And, you have milestones in your life. You want to be a vice president. You want to be a managing director. You want to work your way up the corporate ladder. So that's exactly what I set about to do in the early days. And I did that starting in the late 90s. And gradually achieved one milestone after the other. But something I soon realized in my quest to get to where I wanted to be in the corporate world is that you never get paid more to do less. Have you guys realized that? Because any form of employment is and has to be a form of exploitation. If you got paid what you were really worth, the company can't afford you. And the higher I got up the corporate ladder, my bank balance looked better, but my life wasn't really improving in the true aspect of, what is prosperity? It's health, wealth, and time. What's the point of having wealth, no health, and no time? So if you don't have one of those three, there's a missing void in your life. And the seed was planted in my head that I wanted to do something where I could have all three: health, wealth, and time. I didn't know what, but I carried on. Started my own business after that. And then in 2005, a very good friend of mine basically showed me the plan. And truth be told, when I saw the plan, there's no one that doesn't want to make $1 million income a year. But when you're an investment banker, along with your bonuses and everything, you can earn that kind of income. If you have a good year, you can make more than that. So it wasn't only the money. I'm not going to say that the money did not attract me. It wasn't only the money that got me in. What got me in was I saw a comp plan that I'd never seen in my life. Okay, my maid in Hong Kong had shown me the Amway plan maybe 5 times. And I bought stuff from her many times just to keep her happy. That plan never really impressed me. But when I saw the way the QNet comp plan was, equal compensation all the way till you max out, was something that really mathematically got me, because I'm a numbers guy. I said, wow, this is incredible. If I do this right, I'm sure your plans have shown you the 4, 5, 6 year plan to max out, right? And that's incredible because you have equal compensation, which means your time can be leveraged several times over. So that got me, and I got started. So that's the why. Why did I choose to sign up? You've all signed up, like I signed up, August 2005. And how do you get started? How do you get this off the ground? Next question. How? Yes? It's very simple. How I did it was basically I leveraged. You know what leverage means? I cashed in on the credibility, the trust, and the integrity that I had built with my circle over the years. That's all I did. I was able to monetize it because they knew that I would not cheat them for a few $1,000s. And that too, the few $1,000s is not going to me. They're buying something for it, true or not? And my commission is a few $100s out of that. So the simple question is, Dave going to cheat me for a few $100s? And in most cases, the answer was no. And hence, they signed up. And there are many things that stuck in my head. You know, massive ego. The only thing that you have to worry about in this business is you need to get your vaccinations against one word in the English language. And that's the word no. If you can deal with the word no, you're okay. If the word no crushes you, you may as well pack it in and go home right now. No matter how good you are, you will have to deal with the word no, which is rejection actually. So now, how do you build a team? When our parents came of age, at some point they decided they wanted to get into a relationship with the opposite sex. Yeah? Mom, dad, dad, mom. So they started dating. Dating, right? You do date, right, guys? Has anyone here not been on a date at some point in their life? I hope so. Hope not, I mean. Sorry? Arranged marriage. Still, you go on a few dates before you get married. So you go on a few dates. Now what do you do on your date? You basically try to impress the person. True or not? You dress nicely, smell good. What's that? That is called prospecting. Yeah? Eventually, you get into a relationship. And then you decide to basically maybe get married. And that's the day you signed up. That's your sign up, the day you get married. Then the baby comes. Wah, wah. How many parents over here? Tell me something honestly. Can anything prepare you for parenthood? No. The kid comes, you got to figure it out. True? That's your downline. I still remember my mom and dad would supervise every single thing me and my sister did. Supervise, first, you got to brush the teeth for them. Go to the toilet, clean your backside, give you a bath, tuck you to bed, read you a bedtime story. See? There's a little kid over there going through that. And gradually, we were taught to do it ourselves. True or not? But I used to brush my teeth. My mom or dad would supervise me. no, come on, no shortcuts, do it properly. Then my shower, comb my hair, tie my shoelaces, how to get dressed. Then I have to get dropped to the school bus stop. Eventually, I could go on my own to the school bus stop and come home on my own. And I gradually grew up and became more and more independent. But what painstaking care our parents took of us. Why? Sacred responsibility, being a parent, true or not? The day you can do that with your downline, you're on the right track. Just because your downline is biologically older when you sign them up, in this business, they are little toddlers. My team is my family. Now, what is a traditional family? How many generations do you normally know in your family? 3. Right? Parent, okay. Parent, grandparents, and if you're lucky, great grandparents. If you're lucky. Normally 2. But let's say your parents got married very young. There's a possibility you could interact with your 3rd generation, which is your great grandparents, correct? Exactly what networking is. You can only duplicate, monitor, supervise, and assist a maximum of 3 generations. Level 1, level 2, and level 3. Beyond that, it is physically and emotionally impossible. So all I did was ensure at my first level, and these are working levels, not biological levels. Are we clear about this? Because very often people drop out and then their downlines become your responsibility. 3 working generations is all an upline can manage. 3. Very often, the children may earn more than the parents. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? If you earn more than your parents, do your parents get angry and jealous? But many of you get so upset that your downlines earn more than you sometimes, that you actually treat your strong leg like your cross line. Do you realize that? It's stupid. It's like you're cutting off your own leg. That's one of your legs, my friend. Why would you do that? And these stupid ego issues come in. And you're fighting. Over what? The value system has to be pure. So when I say my team is my family, those 3 levels are as close, if not closer to me than my own blood family. That's the kind of relationships I have with them. I want to share a story that the Lion of Punjab shared with me when I was 3 months old in the business. He came to Mumbai. I don't think you remember, Ranjit. You had come to Bombay and he did a training for us. And he shared the story of these 2 trees that grew next to each other. Sorry, I'm stealing your story, sir. And this one tree was a scrawny little tree. It was a good tree. It was growing. But next to it was this other tree that grew a lot faster. had a big trunk, and it looked splendid. It had a lot of branches, leaves, fruit. This other tree looked very modest in comparison to the big tree. And these two trees, co-inhabitants next to each other, until one day a storm hit. Gale force winds, and basically it was brutal. Over 140 mile an hour winds, and the big tree slowly started to get uprooted and almost fell. What broke the fall of the big tree was this other tree that wasn't that big. And it held it up. And eventually the storm passed. When the storm passed, the big tree was in shock and asked the small tree, how on earth, number one, did you survive the storm? And furthermore, how on earth did you have the strength to hold me up when I'm bigger than you and heavier than you? And the small tree, with a smile on his face, said lovingly, because, my friend, when you were growing above ground, when you were growing your branches, your fruit, your leaves, I was growing my roots. And this story stuck in my head, and I tried my best, the best of my ability, to build my organization based on this principle. And because of that, gale storms have come and gone. We've survived hurricanes and typhoons, and by God's grace, we are still standing because of that. So, this is how you build a team. 3 generations, solid, strong, no shortcuts. Pay attention to every minute detail. And even when the kids tell you, I can do it on my own, I don't need your help, like Chief says, always keep your little finger there, which they can hold on to.